Welcome to India Dark Secrets and Confessions, a place where stories are not told for entertainment, but because they refuse to stay buried. Today's confession comes from someone who walked the line between the spiritual and the sinister. Someone whose nightmares followed her into daylight, whose wishes came true at a deadly cost, and whose escape was nothing short of miracles. Listener discretion is advised, because once you hear this story, you may never look at dreams, prayers, and silence the same way. The story goes as follows. I was 13 years old when I went to spend the holidays at my aunt's place, Emakai. It was supposed to be a break, laughter with cousins, late nights, childhood freedom, and for a while it was exactly that, until the dream started. My grandma had died a year before that visit. I loved her, I mourned her, but nothing prepared me for what followed. For 5 nights straight, no matter when I slept, night or afternoon, I had the same dream. She stood there watching me, smiling in the way that wasn't comforting. She kept repeating the same words, "Welcome, daughter of Kelvin, your time has come," over and over, chanting louder, closer. Then I would feel it like something invincible was being pulled out of my chest, slowly, painfully, and I would wake up gasping. By the 5th day, the dreams didn't stop. When I woke up, they leaked into the day. I would see her face when I was awake, hear her voice when the room was silent. That's when my aunt called me aside. She told me she knew about the dreams. She said the only way to stop them was to visit a religious practitioner in the area. I was terrified, but I agreed. At the shrine, strange rituals were performed. I was given a drink that tasted bitter, metallic, like medicine mixed with soil. After that, everything went black. When I woke up, I was back at my aunt's house. She told me, "It's done, you will be fine." And the dreams did stop. But something else began. I started dreaming of myself in different countries, with people I had never met, speaking languages I had never learned. When the holidays ended and I returned home, something inside me was wrong. I felt rage, hatred, a cold emptiness. I locked myself in my room every day and embraced the darkness like it was comforting. Then the dreams turned physical. I once woke up to a piece of meat on my pillow. The same meat I had been eating in my dream, but this time it was raw. Another night, I dreamt of digging. I woke up with dirt in my blankets. Another time, I dreamt of flying and woke up to feathers. By grade 10, fear was my daily companion. Then came the box. In a dream, my aunt gave me instructions and handed me a small box. "Anything you wish for," she said, "will be granted." When I woke up, something vital was missing from me. Empathy. I didn't feel love. I didn't feel guilt. I didn't feel human. I tasted the box. I still remember there was a girl who always used to bully me at school. I went to the wishing box and wished her to swell on her left cheek and eye. The next day when we came to school, the girl came to school, her eye and cheek swelled as I had wished. I saw this as a superpower without knowing that with each wish, I was selling myself to the devil himself so that I can become a full-time witch. One day, I still remember, my dad disciplined me after he found out that I had a boyfriend. Guess what I did? I went to my wishing box and wished for him to be involved in a car accident, and that happened. Unfortunately, just like that, I lost my dad. When we went to Zim for his funeral, my relatives brought a sangoma to tell the cause of the death of my father. We were from the same realms. I spoke to him in the spirit to say that it was a natural death, and just like that, my tracks were covered. We moved from SA to Zim permanently. Life started getting harder and harder. The last wish I made was for money to help my mother. It was granted, but the price was clear. I was to take my grandmother's place, to lead, to rule, to fully belong. From 6, I lost myself. Grandma's position was so demanding, leading legions of witches, doing all witchy stuff. I wanted out. The devil said, "You're joking," but God had a plan. Second term, Form 6, I was given a roommate who was a prayer warrior. Her name is Natalia. She was clean. She still is until today. She always used to piss me off. Sometimes I would try to touch her at night, but there was a shield. What I can tell you is that prayer is strong. She slept with a Bible under her pillow. Before she slept, she would pray. Waking up, she would pray. Prayer was her and still is her lifestyle. No one is perfect. People got their shortcomings, but when it came to her God, she was strong. The leaders in the hierarchy of the kingdom that I belonged to told me to leave the room. I looked for another student to exchange with, but God had other plans for me. No one accepted. One day she called me in for prayer session with her in our room. I denied, giving excuses, until one day she pinned me in the corner. I ran out of excuses. I agreed. She locked the door and closed the windows. She started praying. I was just acting. I started feeling this heat in my body. It grew until I just passed out. I woke up and there were people in the room, including the matron. They looked concerned. The chaplain for our school was also in the room. There was one light in the room that I couldn't look at. That was Natalie. Her light kept growing and growing. I passed out again. I woke up and I was lying next to the precast wall bleeding. They took me to the hostel. I went to wash and went to shower. The matron was waiting for me at the door to see if I was doing alright. I passed out again. When I woke up, I was in a dark room which had a bed in it. On the bed, there laid me in chains. I couldn't move. I kept hearing Natalie's voice telling me to set myself free. I felt a hand pushing me from behind. It pushed me to the bed where my other self was. I struggled to move my hands towards my chained self. I struggled to move my hands towards my chained self. Natalie's voice kept speaking to me. I kept pushing. I unchained my right hand. The room started shaking. With each chain that I undid, the ground became more unstable. When I was going for the last one, I felt myself running out of breath. I couldn't breathe. There was this dark force squeezing my throat. I kept trying to reach out for the last chain. It was becoming almost impossible. And with the only second I had left, I said, God, help me. The dark force suddenly disappeared, giving me space to remove the chain, and suddenly everywhere was pitch black. I heard voices of different people saying, pour water on her. Her body needs to cool. Pour water on her. I felt a sudden chill on my body. It pulled me back to my consciousness. I was saved. Right now, I am a pastor's wife. I have 2 kids. My mother lived enough to see her grandchildren. I wish my dad was here. I still carry the guilt for my father's passing. What I can say to parents is, pray for your children, please. I would also say, Jesus saves, ladies and gentlemen. He saved my life. Uncle H, can you change the name of your channel to Secrets and Confessions so that you open doors for everyone to share their stories? India only is not okay. Sharing this story to you was a forceful matter, and please accommodate everyone. And thank you for using a secular language for everyone to understand. Thank you so much for listening. This story is deep. After listening to this story, you start seeing dreams in a different way, prayer in a different way, silence in a different way. So guys, tell me what you think in the comment section. I have to take some time and digest the story because it has a lot of lessons in it. Thank you, and thank you so much for listening from the beginning until the end. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's meet in the next video.